Have you ever wondered why so many freelancers work endless hours yet still feel broke? You hustle, you get paid, but somehow the money just slips through your fingers. What are the successful freelancers doing differently that you're missing? Stick around, because today I'm revealing the exact steps to manage your money as a freelancer, and one surprising strategy at the end that most freelancers never even think about, but could save you thousands. Number 1. Start with a business mindset. Here's the truth. Freelancing isn't just a job, it's a business, and businesses don't guess where the money goes, they plan for it. So even if you're just designing logos from your kitchen table, treat your freelance income like a business owner. That means keeping your personal and business money separate. For example, open a separate checking account just for your freelance income and expenses. This makes tracking much easier come tax time. And it also helps you see clearly what's yours and what's for the business. A freelance writer I coached recently saved herself over $2,000 in tax penalties, simply because she stopped mixing her rent money with her client payments. That's the power of thinking like a business owner. Number 2, know your numbers. If you don't know what's coming in or going out, you're driving blind. Start with your average monthly income. Yes, freelancing is irregular, but you can figure out an average by looking at the last 6 to 12 months. For example, if you made $60,000 last year, that's about $5,000 per month. Next, write down your fixed expenses: rent, groceries, utilities. Don't forget business expenses, software, website hosting, even the coffee shop where you meet clients. Finally, compare the two. If your expenses are higher than your income, you need to cut back or raise your rates. I once met a photographer who thought she was earning great money until she added up her costs and realized she was actually losing about $500 every month. After raising her rates and trimming a few subscriptions, she started earning real profit. Numbers. Don't lie. Know yours. Number 3. Pay yourself a steady salary. One of the hardest parts of freelancing is the feast or famine cycle. You get a big check one month, then crickets the next. That's why I recommend paying yourself a fixed salary from your business account to your personal account each month. For example, even if you earn $7,000 one month and $3,000 the next, you still pay yourself $4,000 each month. The rest stays in the business account as a cushion. This smooths out your cash flow and makes budgeting so much easier. One of my clients, a social media manager, used this method to build up 3 months of business savings. Now, even in slow months, she never has to worry about paying her bills. Pay yourself consistently. Your future self will thank you. Number 4, save for taxes before you spend. Here's a freelancer horror story you don't want to star in. You spend all year collecting payments, living large, then April rolls around and you owe thousands to the IRS and have nothing left to pay it. To avoid that, set aside at least 25 to 30% of every payment you get in a separate savings account for taxes. Yes, even if it hurts at first, it's not your money. It belongs to Uncle Sam. 4. Example, if you earn $1,000, immediately move $250 to $300 into your tax savings account. And don't touch it. One web developer I worked with avoided a $6,000 tax bill by sticking to this simple habit. It's way better to save too much than not enough. Taxes are inevitable. Plan for them. Number 5. Build an emergency fund. Life happens. Your biggest client could vanish overnight. Your laptop could die right before a deadline. That's why you need an emergency fund. Cash you can tap without going into debt. Aim for at least 3 to 6 months of your basic living expenses. Start small. Even saving $50 a week adds up. I know a graphic designer who started putting away just $10 from each gig. After a year, she had over $2,000 saved, which covered her rent when she got sick and couldn't work for a month. Peace of mind is priceless. Build your safety net. Number 6. Plan for retirement. Yes, even you, many freelancers, think retirement savings are only for real employees. That's dead wrong. You won't have an employer 401k, but you do have options like a SEP IRA, solo 401k, or even a traditional or Roth IRA. Even if you start small, say $50 a month, the magic of compounding will grow your nest egg over time. 4. Example, if you invest just $200 a month starting at age 30, you could have over $300,000 by the time you retire. A freelance copywriter I know opened a SEP IRA and put in 15% of her income each year. 10 years later, she already has over $100,000 saved. Retirement will come. Make sure you're ready. Number 7. Invest in yourself and your business. You are your most valuable asset. So don't forget to invest in your skills and tools. That could mean buying a faster laptop, taking an advanced course, or hiring a coach. For example, one freelance video editor I worked with spent $500 on an advanced editing class. Within months, she was charging twice as much because her skills were in higher demand. Think of these investments as seeds. They'll grow into higher income and better opportunities. Don't be afraid to spend smart where it counts. Number 8. Avoid lifestyle creep. When you start making more money, it's tempting to spend more. But be careful. Lifestyle creep can quietly destroy your progress. Just because you earned an extra $1,000 this month doesn't mean you need a new iPhone or fancy dinners every weekend. One freelancer I know kept his expenses steady even after doubling his income and was able to buy his first home in just 3 years. Remember, every dollar you don't spend is a dollar you can save, invest, or use to grow your business. Don't let shiny objects drain your hard work. Number 9. Track and review regularly. Finally, managing your money isn't a one-time thing. It's ongoing. Set a monthly money date with yourself. Review your income, expenses, savings, and goals. What worked? What needs adjusting? I know a freelance writer who spends just 30 minutes every month checking her numbers. Because of that habit, she's always ahead of schedule on her savings goals and never caught off guard by taxes or slow months. Stay on top of your finances, and they'll stay on top of you. Number 10. Build multiple streams of income. Freelancing gives you flexibility, so why put all your eggs in one basket? Clients come and go. Projects can vanish overnight. That's why smart freelancers build additional streams of income alongside their client work. For example, a freelance graphic designer might sell templates on Etsy. A writer could create and sell an ebook or an online course. A web developer could earn passive income from affiliate marketing through their blog. One of my clients, a freelance photographer, started selling stock photos online while still working with clients. Within 2 years, she was earning an extra $800 per month, even when she was on vacation. That's the beauty of multiple streams. They give you more stability and peace of mind. It's not about working more hours, but about working smarter. Think about what you could create once and sell over and over again. Number 11. Protect yourself with the right insurance. Here's something nobody tells you when you go freelance. You're on your own when things go wrong. That's why insurance is your friend. Health insurance is a must. One hospital visit could wipe out your savings if you don't have it. You should also look into liability insurance if you're in a field where mistakes could cost your client money, even disability. Insurance can be a lifesaver if you ever get sick or injured and can't work. Take it from a freelance consultant I worked with who slipped on ice and broke his wrist and couldn't work for 2 months. Because he had disability insurance, his bills were covered while he recovered. It's easy to think that won't happen to me. Until it does, prepare for the unexpected. Number 12. Set clear financial goals. You wouldn't drive across the country without a map. So why freelance without a plan? Think about what you actually want your money to do for you. Do you want to buy a house, travel the world, retire early? Once you know your goals, you can create a plan to get there. For example, if you want to save $20,000 for a down payment in 3 years, you need to save about $560 per month. That kind of clarity makes it easier to say no to things you don't need and yes to the right opportunities. One freelance editor I know had a dream of paying off her student loans in 5 years. She set her goal, stuck to her budget, and celebrated her debt-free day right on schedule. Goals give your hustle purpose. Number 13. Find a support system. Freelancing can get lonely, and that can hurt your financial decisions. When you feel isolated, it's easy to panic during slow months or splurge just to feel better. That's why having a community matters. Join a local freelancer group, an online forum, or even just a few fellow freelancers you can talk to. I've seen freelancers avoid costly mistakes just because someone else shared their story first, like the designer who almost underpriced a big project until her freelancer friend told her what it was really worth. Having people to share wins and losses with keeps you grounded. You don't have to go through it alone. Number 14. Stay educated. The world changes fast, and freelancing even faster. The skills and tools that made you money last year might not cut it next year. That's why you have to keep learning. Whether it's upgrading your craft, learning how to market yourself better, or understanding the latest tax rules, education pays off. One freelance marketer I worked with spent just 30 minutes a week reading about new trends. That habit helped him land a high-paying contract because he knew about a platform his competitors didn't. Stay curious. The more you know, the more you can earn, and the more you can keep. Number 15. Celebrate your wins, big or small. It's easy to focus on what's next and forget how far you've come. But celebrating milestones, no matter how small, keeps you motivated and reminds you why you started. Did you save your first $1,000? Pay off a credit card? Land a dream client? Take a moment to acknowledge it. I know a freelance writer who would treat herself to her favorite coffee every time she hit a new savings milestone. It's a simple habit, but it made the journey feel exciting instead of like a chore. Money isn't just numbers. It's about the life you're building. Celebrate every step along the way. Freelancing gives you freedom, but only if you take control of your money. Every choice you make today is shaping the future you'll wake up to tomorrow. So, here's my final question for you. What's the very first step you'll take today? To get your freelance finances under control, drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear your story.